They're the ones saying this president is fomenting all of this fear and causing this chaos. Those aren't Donald Trump supporters out there smashing in storefronts, stealing merchandise, looting, rioting, setting fire to churches. Those are all Biden supporters. So they, again, are guilty of these very things they're accusing us of doing. And that clip you just played puts it on full display.
Yeah, projection on full display, if you will. And you're
Right.
talking about how they're fomenting all of and inciting kind of violence and encouraging people to get out there. And it's fine if you want to go peacefully protest, but we've gotten to a point where people aren't peacefully protesting. In fact, now they're showing up at Senator Lindsey Graham's home, and we also have video of that. Roll tape.
Good morning, Lindsey Graham!
What we just saw, that is harassment and intimidation. They're trying to send Senator Lindsey Graham a message that if you don't do what we want you to do, this is going to continue.
I know, absolutely. It's ridiculous. It really works to divide this nation. It's blackmail. It's saying if you don't do what we want, as you just mentioned, then we're going to burn it all down. And you hear now anchors on CNN saying the same thing from the clip you played previous to, and now the American people, a small group, mind you, but a very vocal group who take to the streets, and instead of peacefully protesting and making their positions known by peaceably assembling under the First Amendment, they are devolving so many of our city streets and our towns into lawlessness. This cannot stand. And the president of the United States has even used federal assets when invited by governors to come in, and he's solved the problem, and he's done so very quickly. A lot of these mayors and governors try to have it both ways. They will, puff out their chest and say Donald Trump can't come into our state. He can't protect our citizens. It's not his right to do so, even though it of course is. And they say if he comes here, it's fascist. And then they wake up the next morning, everything's burned to the ground, and they say, yep, that's Donald Trump's fault. You can't do that. The fact is the president is for law and order. The president is for safety and security. You see these Democrats not just egging this on, not just turning a blind eye, but endorsing this type of lawless behavior, endorsing this type of violence across the country. They're the ones who are for an abolish the police movement. They are the ones, Joe Biden, who won't condemn BLM, who won't condemn Antifa by name. And you see these types of things popping up all over. The latest target, of course, Senator Graham. You see McConnell targeted yesterday and in the past, too. It's got to stop. This is what the Constitution dictates. The president must nominate. The Senate gets to decide whether they vote or not. History sets the tone. It is precedent, but it is also what our founding documents say should happen.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, most of these riots and protests where they're really bad are in Democratic-run cities. And
Right.
I love that Governor DeSantis from Florida stepped in and said, you know what, I'm actually going to increase the penalties if you attack officers. Right. And then he's talking about all the protesters and the rioters. And so you notice in the red states, there's control. So Republicans have made it very clear in this election season, and just in general, this is the party of law and order. If you want to live in a safe community, you know who to vote for. Well, Hogan, we're going to have to leave it here.
Look, I was going to say real quickly, Donald Trump goes into Wisconsin, gives $1 million to law enforcement, $4 million to businesses to help them rebuild. Democrats, 13 people on Joe Biden's campaign and Kamala Harris give money to a fund in Minnesota to get the criminals who created the chaos out of prison. We stand with the cops. They stand with the criminals. Yeah,
I saw that. Doesn't get a lot of attention. And also in some of the cities where they started defunding police, they're wondering why there's a crime surge. It's ludicrous. Anyways, we got to leave it here. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.